Okay, so I just want to show Matt the Talkbox that I use. So I'm just going to take a mixer track. Did I spell it with 2 L's? Whoa, that's crazy. Craziness. All right, so we're going to put on MDA Talkbox. It's just 2 knobs. It just does what it does. And you're going to take 2 other mixer tracks. You're going to have a modulator and a carrier. The modulator is going to be panned all the way to the left. The carrier is going to be panned all the way to the right. And both of these are going to go only into the Talkbox track. But what's important is the panning, because the MDA looks for the modulator information on the left and the carrier information on the right. The modulator is going to be your voice or a voice or a recording or a sample or whatever you want it to be. And then the carrier is going to be whatever is going to generate the timbre of the voice. So like we're going to add a serum. We're just going to start out with a serum's initial preset is just a basic sawtooth. It's just a pure sawtooth. It just doesn't. Pretty plain, but it's a good starting point for like Talkbox kind of stuff. So we're gonna put serum on channel 4 because it's the carrier, and we can't hear it because it's only going to the Talkbox, and the Talkbox is only outputting audio if it's receiving both of these at the same time. So that's normal to not hear anything. Modulator is going to be a voice. I'm just going to pull in, I'll just pull in a vocal from the song production. I'll pull in pretend. And we'll just shorten this up. And this will be on track 3. This will be the modulator. So if we play it right now, we got signal on that track, the modulator track. We're not hearing anything though because it needs both of these. So all we have to do is play something on our carrier track.
That you got that bird at half price.
Whoa, that's super harsh and distorted.
I try to tell a joke, he's heard it before, and I don't think that I can take it no more.
You can do a lot of things with the modulator. Like if you can do any kind of like pitch. I have to kind of do that. I have to go back and forth for this, but like if you can do any kind of like pitch fuckery, you can kind of.
With those innocent eyes and says it looks like you wearing some kind of disguise. Hair sticks up, your shoes are untied, and I hope.
Or you can make it sound all chipmunky the other way.
With those innocent eyes and says it looks like you're wearing some kind of disguise.
So just to give you an idea, you can record yourself as you're playing it. If you want to do it live, you can do it live. You can just set the modulator to your "Hello, this is me." That's just the basics. What we can do now is start to spice up our carrier a little bit to make it sound more voice-like. If we take this off on a random track so we can hear it, well, it's still kind of, all right. Now we can hear it, it's just on a random track. You have a sawtooth like this. If you bend it, some of those lower mid frequencies kind of dip out, and you end up with kind of the higher frequencies. So that's a good way to improve like clarity, especially if you're playing in the lower octaves with a vocoder. So like we can put this back on the carrier track, right?
Your hair sticks up, your shoes are untied, and I hope that you got that shirt at half price, and every word I say falls flat on the floor.
It's subtle, but
A joke, heard it before, and I don't think that I can take it no more.
it just takes a little bit out of the low end, and you can do that with an EQ or whatever you know.
Why do you do what you do to me?
But it kind of helps. The low end sometimes, especially with chords and stuff, kind of gets in the way. So just take off some of the low end of your carrier, and it'll sound a little bit more clear. Another thing that I like to do that really helps is put in some noise, because it creates kind of this breath. It makes it sound like a person's actually singing, because when you're singing, it's not just the vibration that you're hearing. You're also hearing breath coming through the person's larynx, you know. So
he looks at me with those innocent eyes and says, it looks like you wearing some.
That's like instantly way better. You know, it's like night and day.
Your shoes are untied and
then the next thing to do, obviously, is to start messing with mod wheel, and I'm going to assign my knobs real quick. Okay, so now we got our mod wheel in our pitch bend. Pitch bend is pretty basic, and it should be at default. It should work just fine.
at me with innocent eyes. Says it looks like you are in some kind of disguise, because your hair sticks up, your shoes are untied, and I hope that you got that shirt at half price.
And then you can do, let's take our carrier out to a random track again. There's our no voice carrier. Okay. And then we're going to put an LFO on the fine. We can put it on the chorus too. And just turn it down, you know? But I don't remember exactly where human vibrato naturally falls. I think it's like from 5 to 9 hertz or something like that. All right, so like that'll do that, but we don't want this to happen all the time. We only want the mod wheel to affect the level. So okay, so whatever synth you use, however you can create an LFO with on the pitch of an oscillator, and then assign the amount of that modulation to a mod wheel. So it's kind of 3 parts to that. But now you have and you can, let's put that back on the voice as the carrier. It's kind of hard with this voice because she just like keeps saying words. She's just like a constant waterfall of words out of her mouth.
And I don't think that I can.
Like this is a blue sky vocal, and it's kind of a lot better because she sustains some vowels and stuff. Blues. Oops. Okay, so that's the vocal. Track 3, I think. Oops. Alright, so we'll go back to our carrier.
Blue skies, smiling at me, nothing but blue skies do I see.
Obviously, you take your time and edit the MIDI so that it sounds natural, but you can use the pitch bend and the mod wheel to give it a human feel, and then you can tweak the note beginnings and endings to a point where it, like, the MIDI notes start where the word starts, like, precisely, so that it doesn't sound like, they're getting chopped off in the middle of words and stuff, unless you want to do it intentionally as a special effect.
Blue days, all of them gone, nothing but blue skies from now on.
And then, take it further, take this Talkbox track and throw some freaking, throw a chorus on there, maybe a flanger and a reverb, and you're fucking set. And take the wet down. And then, oh, here's another thing, is on your modulator. You want to put a compressor on your modulator to even out the vocal performance. It's going to make it sound more consistent, right? Really, really subtle reverb. And honestly, really subtle chorus and flanger too. And then compress the crap out of this too. Pull the threshold down to kick the ratio up. And shoot the gain up. Bam.
Blue skies smiling at me. Nothing but blue skies do I see. Bluebirds singing a song. Nothing but bluebirds all day long. Never saw the sun shining so bright. Never saw things going so right. Noticing the days hurrying by. When you're in love, my how they fly. Blue days, all of them gone. Nothing but blue skies from now on. Nothing but blue skies from now on. Nothing but blue skies from now on. Blue skies.